agenda and rules. The conference will open on day 1, Friday, 2019, is arrival and registration. The second day, Saturday, 14 December, the session will be chaired by the chairperson. Then we'll have Nkosi Africa, interfaith prayers. Then have a welcome address by provincial chairperson, political report by the CIC, messages of support which will be conducted by the DP. And then we'll have lunch, then go to the second session, which will be shared by the chairperson. This session will be a closed session. I see that they wrote an open session. It's a closed session. Presentation and adoption of credentials, presentation and adoption of NPA rules and procedures, organizational report by Secretary General, and the financial report by Treasurer General. Discussions will take place after the two reports are presented. The likelihood is that the organizational report will be an open session. The problem is the logistics. They will deal with it on the day. How do we get the media to come and listen to the organizational report? After organizational report, they leave, then we get the treasurer's report. Then the discussions of the two will be in a closed session. Then there will be presentation of constitutional amendments in plenary, will be conducted by the Deputy President. It will be an open session. The nomination of the top 6, which will be conducted by IMSA, it will be an open session. Then day 3, it will be an open session, announcements of the top 6 result, nomination of additionals, and organizational redesign plenary presentation by the Deputy President, outlining of commissions. All of that will be done in an open session. The commissions will take place under the closed session. That's where the real discussion will take place. And then plenary session, which is an open session chaired by the Treasurer General. That Treasurer General will be a new Treasurer General. Yes. Report will be from commissions will be presented. Day 4, which is the last day, it will be an open session chaired by the Deputy President. Commissions will continue to report. A declaration of the National People's Assembly will be read to the plenary by the Deputy Secretary General. And then announcements will also be made by the Deputy Secretary General. Acceptance and closing address by the newly elected President of the EFF. Therefore, the conference will now be closed. Lunch will be served and delegates will go back to their respective places. The Assembly rules highlight the fact that we expect maximum discipline from all delegates and guests and will decisively isolate all disruptive elements that will attempt to divert or undermine the purpose of the National People's Assembly. The draft rules and the agenda will be published in the EFF website and accessible via all official social media platforms of the EFF. The EFF is concerned by the rising levels of unemployment and lack of believable strategy on how this should be addressed. The Assembly will fine-tune the so many proposals we have tabled on how the economy should be managed and how jobs should be created to defeat poverty and inequality that continue to ravage South African society. We are concerned by the coordinated and deliberate plan to sideline and marginalize black professionals in the state-owned companies, particularly the reality that such is underpinned by the ANC intention to break these companies so that they can privatize them. Most recently, this found expression is the appointment of the white male as the CEO of Eskom, whose performance track record is dismal. We are further concerned by the mismanagement of the public resources illustrated by the huge amounts of irregular expenditure and failure of the so-called New Dawn to provide clear direction to the state-owned enterprises. The reality is that the current administration has wrong intentions and will not be able to stabilize the economy of South Africa.